Hello and welcome back. Today's lane changer column's a little different. It's called Lane Changing Rings. I didn't know you were so sentimental, a friend said after I showed her my new ring and explained the story. I'm not, anxious not to blow my cover as the stoic one. This is less about preserving the past as it is about taking jewelry that, despite having meaning, I would otherwise never wear, and turning into something that represents this next stage in my life. Even my rings are lane changing. Until his death 7 years ago this week, the wedding bands Jack and I wore symbolized the commitment we made to each other when we eloped. I'm guessing elopement is always intimate in ways a planned and public wedding is not, an important secret shared by two people in love. Ours was doubly so because it blended a moment of hope we felt during his cancer treatment with the impulsivity that so characterized Jack, but not me. The fact we chose Friday the 13th was like standing on top of the CN Tower and yelling, "Fuck you, cancer," and all the bad omens that surround you. We couldn't have been prouder of our relationship and our decision to formalize it as we did. If you want to read more about that day, check out a previous post on my blog. Those bands also signaled a significant lane change for me. At age nearly 50, I trusted and loved someone enough to commit. In sickness and in health, until death do us part, were the sobering bits that day. Jack's death just 2.5 years later moved me into the widowhood lane. Our rings transformed into the evidence of the 9 years we'd spent together. They marked their own stages of grief, too. First, they lived side by side, clinging to each other and to my wedding ring finger, visible to the world. Several months into my widowhood, though, they bounced, sometimes together and sometimes apart, on a chain around my neck, a talisman just for me. Sometime during COVID, they made another move to a bowl in my bedroom where they sat among other rings and memorabilia. I haven't needed to wear those simple circles of white gold with their subtle mill-grain markings to be reminded of lanes I once occupied. The euphoric, newly in love lane, the sometimes challenging cohabitation lane, the we'll beat cancer together lane, and the caregiver lane where I careened around a series of blind corners for 3 years. A year ago, I tasked Amanda Schoppel, an artist and jewelry maker who lives near me, with the job of literally transforming those rings into something that would also represent transformation. Amanda took the assignment seriously, wanting to apply her deep artistry and her own relationship to death to create something meaningful for me. I loved her concept from the get-go. 3 stackable rings that can be worn in many different orientations. The small markings on the crown of one quote the original mill-grain on my wedding bands. They also refer to the seeds on the strawberry Jack transformed into my engagement ring at his impromptu proposal in our basement in front of our friends. Amanda needed to purchase a little more metal for the project, and the price of gold kept rising. Because she wanted to keep the project costs manageable for me, we decided to hold off on the execution. Get to it when it makes sense, I said. The first stage of her process, and where the skill and artistry lie, is carving the ring from wax. When my mother set the August 3rd date for her medically assisted death, I was touched that Amanda felt inspired to carve my ring at the very time Mum was dying. A few days later, I selected a rose gold stick pin from Mum's jewelry box. I wasn't even thinking of the ring project until I got it home. But why keep another pretty thing that had meaning but no purpose? Amanda jumped at my idea to use the rose gold for one of the 3 bands, representing a new layer to the transformation, that of orphanhood. Part of my recent transformation has been building up a new friend list. While we started out as artist-client, over time Amanda and I have developed a friendship. She began to value this project even more as I told her stories of my relationship to Jack and the changes in my life since. But it pales in comparison to how I feel. A friend who didn't know the Celia who occupied any of the former lanes created something I love and that suits the current version of me. This is next level transformation. I took possession of my wearable art just a few days before last month's celebration of my mother's life. I automatically slid it on the wedding ring finger where I marveled at its design, twirled it, rearranged the bands to see what configurations looked and felt best, and oohed and awed like a child with a shiny new toy. Amanda watched like a proud mama, delighting in my delight. Then I stopped. I looked at it and moved each of the 3 bands to the ring finger on my right hand. Better, I said. And it is. This represents a new me, forged from all the previous versions of me. You can't get to the 3rd, 4th, or 5th lanes without clearing the others first. But I've done that work. I'm in this lane now, moving down the highway. And yes, maybe I'm a bit sentimental to want some of Jack and my mother with me. Thanks for watching.